Hey everybody, today I want to do a really quick trip recap from our April 2000, what year are we in? 16 trip. Good, bad, and ugly. I will say that going away on vacation, especially a Disney vacation, in the midst of prepping a house to sell, putting your house on the market the day that you leave, and going through all of the motions while you're gone was the most, it was like the hardest yet the smartest decision we ever made. We ended up having like 30 something showings on our house. We had 10 offers. It was nonstop. There's some questions being asked. It was a little bit delayed getting on the market. So it went on the market at like 2 o'clock on the day that we arrived to Disney, rather than like, you know, 8 or 9 in the morning or whatever it was supposed to be. And from then on, it was like I was checking my phone all day, waiting for it to go on, thinking like, oh my God, you know, we're not gonna even get an offer. And then all of a sudden it was like bam, 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 bam. My phone was going nuts. It was just like, it was really hard to deal with. It took away from our vacation for sure. You know, I was constantly on my phone, and then I would have to like ask Jeff some things because obviously we're selling a house. We have to make decisions together. And it finally came down that we talked to our realtor on day 2 in the morning, and we said, okay, from now on, if you make any more appointments and all the appointments that are scheduled, you got to tell them we need our best offer in by Thursday at noon, I think is what we decided. And that sadly was our anniversary. And then we would make a decision. So Monday through Thursday was just so crazy with everything going on in the house that we were so preoccupied. Double fold, I guess, or whatever the word is. You know, going to list a house, and if you watched my vlogs, I mean, I think some people maybe just watch my channel for Disney stuff, but you know, we were painting and prepping and cleaning and spending a lot of money staging, and we spent a lot of money to get our house on the market. I don't have any regrets because we got well over asking price offer. We had 30 showings, we had 10 offers. Obviously I made the right decision. However, there were multiple times where I was like, I think we should cancel this trip. I think we should cancel this trip, because I felt like we weren't going to have the best trip. You know, we went from saying, okay, we're going to have the dining plan, to we're not going to have the dining plan. Then it went to, you know, we're not going to really bring spending money for us. And long story short, it just made us really cheap out because we had money. We had more than enough money to do the dining plan, to buy the things that we wanted to buy. However, we were just trying to save all of our money because we had just spent a lot of money to get the house on the market. We were anticipating us having to spend money to, you know, do home inspection things that would come up that never did, thankfully. And then, you know, planning to drive cross country and put deposits down for our new house and, you know, all that stuff. So, you know, it was kind of one of those situations where we just wish that we had done it in a different time financially. You know, the damage is done. We already did the trip. It is what it is. So, that being said, all that type of stuff, we did learn that the dining plan is for us. We spent a little bit less than what the quick service would have cost, and we did a mix between table service and quick service, but we also did a lot of having to make our own stuff, bring our own food, pack suitcases full of food. You know, I had to really like kind of think about what we were doing, what we were going to be eating, and see what I could pack, and it just wasn't worth it. It was not worth it at all. And for us, having Disney food in the dining plan is worth it. You know, we towards the end just said screw it, and we started buying like 4 muffins every morning for breakfast. We had actually ran out of breakfast food anyways, but we were buying like 4 pastries every morning for breakfast for $15. And you know what, in the grand scheme of things, it's worth it. We cheap out year round on everything else. That Disney is the one place where we, like, you know, make it rain money, as they say. So we learned that some form of the dining plan is definitely for us, unless we have a super discount. For us, we will be eventually becoming annual pass holders, and when we do, you know, maybe Tables of Wonderland would save us a little bit of money, and it would be worth it then. But for sure, we are dining plan people. Our next trip booked, we booked it under the free dining package, and we're doing the table service plan, and we're very excited for that. we just felt that we were constantly skimping and saving and, you know, whatever. And for us, Disney is our vacation. Disney is our happy place, and we want to spend money and not worry about packing and all that stuff. It's my vacation too. And after all the work I did on the house, I didn't like totally feel that way, you know, at the end of our last vacation. Ticket wise, we just did plain base tickets. We will, you know, always just have those. Obviously our next trip we will be annual pass holders, so we will have the option to hop, and we might hop a day or two. We'll see. We've never hopped with the kids, so, you know, time will tell. Spending money wise, the kids all had about $100 to spend, maybe 150, and like it still really wasn't enough, because like all the kids got a lightsaber. Trevor got a deluxe lightsaber that was like 35 to 40. No, the boys went and got 2 lightsabers. Trevor got a double one and Casey got like a single one, but his was like a deluxe one because it was Kylo Ren. That was $95 right there, right out the window. Aubrey got one too. She got like a basic one though. The boys got make your own droids. That was like $25 right there. Aubrey and Trevor did Pirates League. That was $40. Casey did Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. That was $15. And Ellie did Bibbidi Bobbidi, but we paid for hers. And she didn't have $150. She had like $50, something like that. And we ended up giving her more money anyways. They also wanted to get more of the potato head pieces because there was a ton of new ones there. That alone was $20, you know, split between all of them. What else is it? Pick-a-pearls, those were $17 a piece. You know, they weren't getting tons of like toys and junky stuff. They were actually getting some really cool things that could like, you know, they'll have for a long time, or like the memory of Pirates League and all that stuff. And you know, for us, yeah, our kids get allowance. They get $2.50 a week, and then they also get another $2.50 that we save, and that's typically what they spend at Disney. I make like a savings account for them so that they can learn to save up for things that they want, and they do like going to Disney and having that gift card and being able to buy a few things that they really, really want. But again, you know, being there almost a week and a half, we felt like we needed more money. There was just some little odds and ends that they wanted, or they wanted some stuff for their room, or like Aubrey wanted some clothes and some jewelry. So it was just one of those things where, you know, a little bit more spending money would have gone a long way. And you know, in the past they've had that $150, and then I've also bought them like a $25 item, or like I would have paid for their Pirates League. But again, we were in that house process, so I didn't want to let go of any money. So I was trying to teach them, you know, what you have is what you have. And that just made it feel a little bit more like tight as well. And you know, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people can go to Disney and not do the dining plan and pack all of their food and buy one $10 souvenir and they're happy, and you know, that's awesome. And you know what, my kids would be too. But for us also, it's something that we work really hard for, that we want to enjoy it to the max. So definitely we left saying, you know, we always want to do the dining plan. We definitely want to do more spending money, you know, if we can. We left saying that we love the memory maker package. We just really like having those pictures. Most of my pictures that are like of a professional quality are memory maker pictures. We really do enjoy them. Mousekeeping was great. They did their part. We had them come every few days. For us, that saves a ton of money. We don't need someone to clean our room every day. We just need some fresh towels, and we end up just stopping at guest services in the lobby and grabbing them, and you know, that's fine. Art of Animation was great. We had it like a 2-type stay because originally we were going to leave earlier, and we ended up getting to extend it. So when we first got there, they had us booked for a Nemo room, which was bummer that we had to change it because at the end of our stay was Lion King, and we wanted just to stay in one room. Stayed in the Lion King suites. They were awesome. They were really cool themed. I still think I like Cars more. We're gonna stay at Nemo eventually, and I'll see, you know, which one of the 3 that I like. But we were super close to everything. We did end up doing the Ariel pool, the Cars pool, and the Nemo pool. I think I liked the layout of the aerial pool the best, but it was just so crowded because it was so small. The Nemo pool is really cool because it's 0 entry. The kids could bounce back and forth between the splash pad and the pool. It was really nice because Jeff and I could take turns watching the kids in the different areas. We could also run and do laundry. We loved that resort. We said before, we will never go back to any other value resort besides Art of Animation. Our next trip, we hope to do the cabins, and you know, we love Riverside and Caribbean Beach, and by all means, if we can get a good price, we will stay at those, you know, where we have to end up paying anywhere between $300 to $375 for Art of Animation. If we can get close to that range and have a moderate, we'll pay that. You know, deluxe wise, we love the beach club when we stay there, but you know, paying $300 or $400 for 2 rooms a piece, it's just, we can't swing it. $600 a night, it's just not something that we want to pay for a Disney vacation. We would rather spend money elsewhere in Disney. But you know, loved Art of Animation. We had a ton of Magic Band issues. Again, we ended up getting extra fast passes quite a few days of the trip. They ended up giving us $100 because of all of the issues that they just could not figure out. We were having issues, certain people could and could not get into the building, the room, and then half of the fast passes stopped working on some of the people's Magic Bands. So Disney was trying to fix it, but again, it was super frustrating when you have to keep going to guest services at parks, at your hotel, whatever. It was just one of those things where it was just like, oh, not again. Like, can we just have one trip where there's not Magic Band issues? They told me that because we have so many, maybe take all those off. So for our next trip, I have all of our Magic Bands deactivated, and it's just going to be the 1 Magic Bands that we have for our future trip, because we don't want to deal with that again. Disney Magic wise, the Disney Magic was there. The cast members were amazing this trip. I think this was the best trip cast member wise that we've had. There was one time where we rode 7 Dwarfs Mine Train with our fast pass. Then we rode it right after with the free fast pass for the Magic Band issues. And then as we were getting off, the guy pulled Jeff aside and asked him if we wanted to ride again. And of course the kids were like, yeah. So they just kind of took us right in front, and we just got right on, and we got to ride it 3 times in a row. And it was just one of those, no rhyme or reason to it. They just let us ride again. It was really, really cool. The characters were really awesome with the kids. The only place we had an issue at, and it wasn't even an issue, was just Tusker House. The characters were just rushing, and Donald just kind of waved and walked right past us, and it was just like, really? The kids wanted an autograph and a picture, and we didn't even get that. And when you're paying $180 for a breakfast, all I wanted was a picture and an autograph. That's it. So that was our only issue with that, but we're kind of over the character meal stuff. I think we've done most of them. You know, we'll maybe do one a trip, but I'm just kind of over them. I think that in the short time we've been going to Disney since 2014, they just make the characters rush and rush and rush and rush, and it's not a good experience. If I'm paying that amount of money, it's because I'm getting to avoid going to lines and stuff like that. And I just want my kids to be able to give a quick hug, give a high five, sign an autograph, take a picture, and be done. And I'm quick. Like, I'm like in and out with the characters too, because I want to sit down and eat or be ready for the next one. So I'm just kind of over the character meal stuff. What else can I say about our last trip? I've talked about tickets, I've talked about the resort. Flower and Garden was great as usual. We had a really great time. Cast members. Aubrey lost her lanyard, couldn't find it anywhere. We searched everywhere. We went to the Lost and Found a few times, and one of the managers was like, you know what, come here, and she let her pick out a brand new lanyard and even gave her some pins for it. And it was just one of those things that they didn't have to do it. They didn't have to do it. They could have just said, I'm sorry, we'll put your number in the book and be done with it. But instead, they took her and let her get a new lanyard with whatever pin she wanted. And like, she was like, oh, I'll just get, like, you could tell she was looking for cheap ones. And like, they're like, no, get something similar to what you had. And it was just one of those moments where I'm like, this is why we spend the money that we spend to go to Disney, because they just go over and beyond, and it's fantastic. Disney transportation, we flew this time. We took the Magic Express, no issues with that. It was great. We took buses obviously the whole time. We took the monorail. Yeah, we took the monorail a few times. No issues with that. If you do rope drop, buses are fine. At night, if it was super busy, or even in the afternoon if it was super busy, we would just stand back and wait. For us, it's worth it to stand in line and be closer in line and be able to stand in a safe spot or sit down rather than standing like really close where you're on people and gonna fall. I'm not doing that with 6 people. I'm just not. So we really tried to do rope drop and leave at quieter times in the day to avoid that. We kept going back to our resort early in the afternoon and would just end up hanging out at the pools and stuff. There was one night where we went back, but overall we kind of skipped the evenings and just enjoyed our resort. If we're paying $300 something a night for a resort, I want to enjoy it. So we really did that this trip, and the kids really enjoyed the downtime, and it also kind of gave them a, okay, we're gonna swim and eat dinner, and that's kind of unwinding. And then they got to watch TV a little bit while I like picked up the room and picked out their outfits. They got to bed at a normal time. We were always up at like 5 or 6 in the morning because that's kind of what time they get up anyways. And it was just nice. We weren't tired, we weren't exhausted, our legs got rust, and I had like no feet issues. So it was much different than our previous April trip, which we were just like go, 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 go. We even had a full day off. That was great. This is the 3rd trip that my kids have fallen sick at the end of the trip. We went to the nurse this time. She checked them all out. We were for sure that they had some sort of virus. Nope, they just had, they have an allergy to something there. Something irritates them, it gets them all congested, they drain, and then they throw up. The end of this trip, you can see it in all my kids, my younger 2 kids, it just affected them really badly. They were super, super ill. So our next trip, I will plan accordingly and bring plenty of allergy medicine, cough drops, you know, all that type of stuff. What else can I say? Overall, the trip was a great trip. We just wish that we weren't so preoccupied with everything going on in the house. It was just, you know, a big distraction for us. The next trips my kids want to take, they would like to go during the holidays. They've all said that they want to see like the Halloween party or the Christmas party again. They want to see Disney during the holidays. At their new schools, they have like a fall break, a winter break, a spring break. They have a break for Thanksgiving. They have a break for Christmas. So we have a lot of time off that we can go and take more vacations. As you know, we said when we moved to Georgia, we do want to be annual pass holders. So when the time comes, we definitely will be becoming an annual pass holder and going more frequently. So I think that's everything about this past trip. It really was a great trip. We really had a lot of fun. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. I don't know, we're gonna keep going back. You know, we just love it. We haven't found anything that comes close where everyone is happy, everyone can ride rides. Ellie was able to really bump up this year, and she was able to ride a bunch of things. She rode Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, she rode the Barnstormer, she rode Haunted Mansion. And that's not a height requirement, but it was just more like we didn't want her to be scared type of situation. But she rode a lot of stuff this year, so it was really, really fun for that. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon.